Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Chimpanzee Nipple Simulator 2019. I'm your host, Larry, and today we're gonna try to survive as an early hominid here in Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey, and see if we can't jumpstart the whole human civilization thing. Because this game, the whole objective is that we want to experience and try to simulate a game version of what it was like to survive thousands of years ago, if not millions, and become what humanity is today, learning to make tools, learning to survive against giant mutinous snakes, and trying not to be carried off by any large pelicans. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of that. Gonna be a lot of chimpanzee nipple. There's gonna be all sorts of funny things. So we're gonna jump in here and do all of that stuff here today. My biggest hurdle so far has actually been to get the game to properly detect my controller. It seems to work a lot better with controller. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a new lineage here over my other previous save, and we're just going to call this the cryptids, which is just another name for like mythical creatures if you're not familiar. So this is my first time. Let's do a total tutorial. We'll go with random. It's like it's starting us out as a male chimpanzee. And we'll dive right in to see what is going to happen. And I do kind of appreciate that the loading screen for this game is supposed to be neurons connecting and forming new pathways in evolution, which are the cells in your brain. But this also reminds me of like every sci-fi and science fiction game that came out of the PlayStation 2 era of games, because they all seemed to think that this was going to be the next big hurdle in computer technology, was tubes that inject juices into your brain, when in reality we all know today that it's more like, cat videos being injected into your cerebellum, that sort of thing. It's a good time though. So anyway, like I was saying, this game is loosely based around the scientific knowledge we have about human evolution and what that was probably like to live in a lot of those situations. Is this perfectly scientifically accurate? Oh, absolutely not. By no means. I can already tell you from the start of this that it's not. But it's a reasonable way to kind of explore and feel how frustrating it can be to not have any of the tools we take for granted today, along with having to make what little you have yourself. It's basically, we're simulating what it's going to be like to be Bear Grylls in a monkey suit. So we're going to relive all of those challenges from the dawn of humanity and try not to die with our family and our friends, and of course get some of that sweet, juicy chimpanzee poontang, which I'm sure everyone is extremely looking forward to seeing me taking a little she-chimp up into the trees and banging her in a nest. So I definitely, through parts of this, kind of get that primordial soup feel, as you look up at the cosmos from the water with these fish. And I super recall playing Spore, like, forever ago, and making weird dick monsters in that game. This game takes place in Africa a bajillion years ago, with large murderous pelicans and massive snakes the size of cars. Kind of hard to miss. They are very large and hungry. That's okay. Skyfish has our back. God bless you, Skyfish. May you always fall from the maw of the mighty pelican to save us from the snake, and then get pierced by these random decorative birds. It's alright though, Skyfish has many apostles, both in the chimp and the scale world. So we'll save you, Skyfish. I mean, granted, the impaling part probably ruins the experience, but I you know, it's a good start. That'll probably be our religion for the rest of this. This, however, is something that I feel is a far less manageable threat, is the whole panther thing. Mostly because these guys will just sneak up behind you and bite your brain to kill you. That's what they do when they hunt. I don't know if you've ever seen National Geographic, but watching these things like suddenly appear out of like the bushes or the water or a tree and then maul you, like what it's like to be a living Kit Kat bar, it's terrifying shit. I've seen these in person at a wildlife sanctuary here in Colorado maul something. Those things don't fuck around. But that's alright, our Lord and Savior Skyfish is here. We're here with our child. I'm guessing the child is actually us. So this is our father figure. I'm basing that 100% on the fact that he does not have dangling nipples that go from like neck to crotch level. And we're gonna find a nice high place to eat our fish, unless of course, the pelican's friend Steve comes. Look, Steve, I know we invited you to brunch, but this is not what I meant. Oh damn. Yeah, brunch is a lot more violent in the jungle than I originally gave it credit for, and that's basically how this game starts. It's terrifying, and we're going to try to use our senses in order to figure out what's going on. So we've got a couple different things going on here. If I break out of the instructions for a half a second, we have intelligence, which tells us, funny enough, what we already know. We have our senses, which are smelling and hearing, and I'm assuming later we lick rocks, which will tell us if something's skulking around us or not. And then we can yell for help from one of the adults from our tribe, slash kind of like chimpanzee troop. So what intelligence is going to let me do is it's going to let me scan around for things like this square. I know, it's a very elegant square, tells me a lot. And then I can use my focus to identify that this is a place where my chimpanzee baby could hide. And then I can memorize this for later in case I feel like it's important for me to know. And admittedly, it probably is important, so until I know otherwise, I'm just going to assume it's a good idea. So we'll just focus on this. Oh wait, I didn't want to forget that. Let's remember this locale. And then the other option we have if we don't want to hide, which I'm probably going to take, is up here in the angle of the trees is that little lagoon that we were at before, where our family lives, or at least our home troop. It's kind of like the street we grew up on. And I'm guessing it's probably mostly safe from predators in that rough direction. So we're gonna go up there. Given how far we fell and the fact that we're now on the forest floor, I'm going to say chances are good that it's up the side of a cliff or a waterfall. Just because I hear waterfall noises in that direction, I really actually have nothing else to go on because this is as far as I've gotten when I was trying to get my controller to behave at the Epic Games Store. All the while, Steam was yelling at me to come along and play with it because it recognized my controller just fine, Larry. Please, don't forget about me. I want to play too. And because we're absolutely terrified and traumatized by watching our father get eaten alive by a hawk, we constantly see the fear sprites and hallucinations that tell us what's going on here. So let's give it a shot at these senses, shall we? So this mist, this miasma, is our ability to smell. But I think in our current flipped out state, smelling isn't really going to tell us very much. It certainly doesn't say that there's anything that wants to eat us. Let's see what hearing tells us. So if I look around and I kind of focus on a given sound, if it's got like a specific small icon around us, I can kind of focus on it and then tell or try to figure out what it is by just paying attention really, really hard. But it seems like neither of those abilities is actually working right now, so I'm just gonna hoof it over here. So I'm seeing a very convenient looking tree branch slash gigantic vine. I'm going to say this is probably the way to the starting area from the tutorial zone. What happens if now that I'm not in the fear mode, if I go into my senses? So I can see that there's stuff over here, and if I focus on that sound, it tells me that that's, I'm guessing, a person. So let's just remember this person. The location of anything you have identified can be memorized. That's good to know. I like the idea of being able to remember where goodies are. Use a sense of hearing to identify anything that emits sound. So let's do that. Let's see what this is. This is probably just more people. Yeah, these are all just people. Maybe I should remember most of these. Let's do that. Let's memorize. And then we'll focus in on these guys again. I'm guessing the more stuff that I memorize, the easier it's going to be to, at a glance, check on what things are. Because I really kind of want this to be more like Assassin's Creed than this. It looks like they're also not letting me memorize absolutely everybody yet. But I'm looking to kind of have this be like Assassin's Creed, where I can just kind of take a quick glance around and not die and figure out what I need. So it looks like a lot of our movement is going to happen automatically. If we walk up to, like, say, this cliff face, it'll automatically scale it for us. Although I'm not sure where I'm going, so I'll stay down here on the guiding friendship branch. And then if I want to, I can hop up the side of foliage, like this thing, by pressing and holding A. Can I do that right now? Well, I guess I can lie down, but I don't really want to do that. Oh yeah, I can 100% die by falling to the ground. Okay, so apparently once you're hopped up onto foliage, you don't just stay attached, which, okay, I mean, that's fair. It's a fair issue to have. We'll just climb back up this rock and we'll restart this from the beginning. Oh yeah, when we come back down here, it goes into fear mode, so I guess this is an unknown location. Our wee papa did not take us down here when he was alive. Oh well, that's not the worst thing on the planet. Looks like this game really wants to run only at 30 FPS according to my statistics on my other screen here. That's fine. So yeah, we're just gonna go see if we can't meet the rest of the troop, try not to die, you know, the good stuff, man. The good stuff. I'm gonna have a little water while we do this. Summertime and fall always makes me a bit parched because I'm generally, well, kind of dehydrated thanks to allergy meds. So yeah, there you have it. So it looks like the whole family's here. Yeah, I guess they'll probably be happy to see me, although I am down a parent, so yeah. Hey guys, my dad got eaten by a giant condor. What, Billy? Oh, well, at least you're still alive. Well, you know, the good news is that my mama's got 2 teddies, and you can have the other one, I guess. Yay, I'll adopt you. That's the convenient thing about these communal species of animal, is that they tend to be pretty good about adopting stray members of the family. It helps them survive better with more numbers and teaching and sharing stuff. And I'm guessing this is their methodology of mourning. Can your lineage evolve faster than our ancestors did? That's a good question. I think probably, considering it took millions of years. Yeah. So what do we got? Energy is the green, is limited by your stamina. And red is limited by your life expectancy. Okay. They could really do with slowing down these pop-ups. Contextual actions. Stop moving to see all the contextual actions offered. They vary according to your situation. Alright, that's fair. So is there a sprint button at all? I guess there's a target button. Is this a sprint? This looks like it's sprinting. It also wants me to jump. So it looks like I can just lie down, I can use my senses, or I can use my intelligence. So let's focus here. What do we got? So this is me growing a neuron when I scan my family members. Okay, that's kind of nifty. Can I memorize you? I'm kind of curious if that's a thing. So let's memorize this person. I feel like this is probably going to be an important detail. Although it did make me forget the other one, so maybe there's just a limit to how many things I can realistically remember. And the more things that I scan and look at, it looks like the better my resources are for using, like, talent points and getting better at things. So I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is either. I guess I gotta get it closer. Who is this person? That's just a hominid from the family Hominidae, which is a really, really old version of our lineage, like way, way back in the day. That tells us that we're definitely at the dawn of humanity, way, way back. So we want to scan these palm fronds because these have got this little almost blackness to them. And can I memorize this? Let me try my other senses. Let's try smelling. Nope, doesn't let me do anything. I guess the next step is to play with it. With grab. Grab that bad boy. Hold X to inspect any item that you have in the right hand. Okay, I can do that. So I hold X to inspect. So what do we got here? It's definitely a palm frond. If I had to guess, I'd say you can probably use this to build a nest for the nighttime. So what does natal grass do? Does it tell me? Is there any way to know that? Is there, like... No. I'm guessing that's probably just another thing. Let's go grab some more of it and see what happens. So we'll drop this. When already discovered, dropped items can be stockpiled with identical items. Well, that's kind of cool. So I could conceivably use this to build something then. I could swear these palm fronds are generally used to build a nest. So let's add this to the pile. What is this? Can I touch this? This red thing? Doesn't look like it. What's next? This looks like food, so let's go inspect the food. The food's gonna be a huge component to anything that we do. Oh no, it's not the food. I guess it's just food. So we've got 4 neurons going. That's almost enough to form one whole chicken. So this is a Tommy berry. This is a new type of food, and we can just go ahead and eat that bad boy. Assimilated nutrients from the berry kind of food. Complete! I just discovered a hidden mission, guys. Can you believe it? I've stuffed berries in my mouth. I feel like a whole new cryptid. Almost, probably. So where was that stockpile of crap? The stockpile was like right here. Did it... I guess I already threw it on the pile? Looks like it. So it looks like there's some rocks over here that we can use to make different kinds of tools. Is that what I'm to? No, it's this other stuff. So we're gonna give it a good inspection. We're gonna lick it, we're gonna eat it, we're gonna sniff it. And then we can just take this back and add it to our stockpile. I mean, it seems like there's not a reason not to do that. And it looks like by stockpile, they literally mean we wad this shit up into a ball, and we throw it in a pile like we're some sort of wild animal. Admittedly, they're not entirely wrong, I will say. So it's A to grab stuff, X to sniff it and stuff. It's almost like we're trying to eat it, but I guess that's just how animals experience the world. Same with babies. Because babies, when human babies are born, they have the actual ability to taste things with the entirety of their lip region. That's kind of how they go about exploring the wide world. So now we know that these are all natal grass. not 100% on what those are supposed to do for us, but that's fine. And then, is there anything else here? Do we have, like, rocks? That's a mystery. Let's go look at this mystery thing. The greatest adventure is waiting to begin. Hurry onwards, Chimpy, or you will soon be dead. So where's that mystery thing? Is it this? This appears to be some type of grass. Oh no, these are rocks. It's a rock! You did it! Oh my god. New tool discovered. Granite rock. Ooh. I need like 2 of these. So let's get another one. And let's inspect this. So with this I can build myself a stick, presumably. If I use it to slowly sharpen it. And I could add this to the pile. How do I evolve? I'm not actually certain how evolving works in this. It's not a ton of options. So what is this? Are these just more rocks? These look like more rock. Yep, that is a granite rock, and these look like a new type of reed. So it looks like the first step to doing anything here is to just kind of assess what your options are. Oh, hello, what's this? Focus on this thing. So it looks like this family unit is a matriarchy, which is a nice way of saying mom's in charge. So if we want to do anything, we better stay on her good graces. And what's the thing that we couldn't identify before? Is it this stuff? This looks like... This kind of looks like this weed that we've got around the house. It's got like... It's like horse something. New food discovered. Horsetail. Oh cool, so this is 100% like the weed I have in the pasture. Horsetail. I wonder if any of this stuff has medicinal properties, because that's another thing that I recall, is that a lot of plants that apes would like to use, they tended to have some type of medicinal use that would allow them to heal certain things like snake bites or indigestion, all that good stuff. So let's have another look-see at this. I think after we scan it a couple of times, we'll be able to know how to look for it in the environment. So let me just zoom in here. Does it not want to identify horsetail? I guess it doesn't. It wants to have me go over here and look at this brambly substance. Can I pick any of this without getting my stuff stuck up? I guess not. It looks like I shouldn't be playing with that. And I should probably be also really careful about crossing our little watery lagoon as well. Let's go across here and check out these plants that I haven't touched yet. These things look like, almost kind of like the reeds that cattails make. Oh no, it just wants me to inspect this, which is probably just more of that natal grass, right? So let's zoom in here. Yep, that's more natal grass. That's a mystery. What is this? That's probably the sticks that I need in order to make a sharpened pointy stick. But I definitely recall needing to, like, talent up in order to get, like, the ability to use both of my hands. So I've got a new tool, a dead branch. What are my options for dead branch? My options for dead branch are to put the branch down. Not really much in the way of tool making, are we? Alright, I guess we'll just drop this here. And we'll go see what the rest of the family is up to. Hello. Let's piggyback on you. Oh, what was that little screen? Do I now just have control of an adult? Neural energy. Having children nearby allows the accumulation of neural energy, or neuronal energy. More children around means more increased accumulation. Okay, so let's analyze things, look going around here. This is Locke. We could rename you, I suppose. Let's rename you Bue. Okay, sounds good. This is Bue. And it shows what the... Oh, but the father was my father, so this is one of my siblings. So this is my mom. And we can use this as a way to piggyback onto mom, maybe? Okay. What is this? That's more of the natal grass. That's a mystery, though. What is this? I want to touch it. Oh, it's a sleeping place. I can use this place to lay down and wait until tomorrow. Probably a good stopping point for this first episode. So, our daily regiment is food, water, and sleep. Pretty straightforward. I can definitely manage that. So let's go to sleep right now. I said, let's go to sleep right now. So, oh, it's literally just having us have like a weird dream sequence where we watch the time change from night to day. Okay, well that's the sun coming up. So I think we probably need to get something to eat now. What is this? This is another sleeping spot. It looks like we can make these by piling those fronds together if we need to. But I guess it doesn't really matter right now, considering we already have a bunch of them. So we'll just continue to identify everything until our little lagoon is situated. And that should make things a lot easier for us moving forward if we know exactly what everything is inside of here. This is still a mystery, whatever this is. So yeah, this is actually turning out to be kind of interesting. I don't know how you start making tools. That component appears to be missing yet from us. We might have to use an adult for that. So until next time, I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you again later for some more Chimpanzee Simulator. Until then, toodles everybody, and don't forget to like and subscribe.